Welcome back. We're here with Lesson 1, Setup Week, Accounts and Access. What you're going to learn in this lesson is to make sure you have proper access to the AI tools at work. We're going to cover which AI tool your company already provides, how to confirm access, what not to paste, a 3-minute test to validate that everything works, and what to do if you don't have access. By the end, you'll know which tool you can use and that it works. Time to complete, about 30 minutes. Let's start with what your company already provides. If you use Outlook, you most likely have Microsoft 365. Look for Copilot. So you want to go to your dashboard in your Outlook inbox and look on the top right and see the icon for Microsoft Copilot. You want to click it, and then you can use one of the pre-filled prompts or type your own. Let's do a quick check. You can type in, summarize my emails from today. If you get a response, Copilot is available. If you see Copilot is not available, it isn't enabled yet. Now, if you guys use Google Workspace, then you have Gmail for work, Google Workspace, and you want to look for Gemini. So in our Gmail inbox on the top right, you see that little icon for Gemini. You can click on it, and then that prompt window will show up on the right-hand side. You can use one of the pre-filled existing prompts, or you can enter your own. And again, you can type in, summarize my emails from today. If you get a response, Gemini is available. Now, if you have ChatGPT at work, you can go to ChatGPT and you'll see one of 3 outcomes. 1, the page loads, it's sign up and log in and it's allowed. 2, it's blocked and you get a site restricted page that appears or a blocked message that appears. And 3, the page loads, but you see errors on use, which means the API is blocked and the response will time out. So if allowed, you can sign up with your personal email, not your work email, and you can use it at work. So you'll either see the entry box where you enter in your prompts, or you'll see a blocked message and you'll know you don't have access to ChatGPT from your work computer. So before we go any further, let's talk about 2 safety rules. One is you only can use approved tools, either Microsoft Copilot if you use Outlook at work, Gemini if you use Google Workspace, or ChatGPT, but only if your company allows it. You want to never paste sensitive data into any of the chats of any of these platforms. So that means no customer names, emails, phone numbers, no social security numbers, no passwords or API keys, no confidential financial data, and definitely no medical information. If your content that you're going to paste includes identifiers, redact them first. So here's an example. John Smith from Acme Corporation called about the $50,000 contract. Redacted, you can just take out John Smith's name and the company's name, and you can just replace it with customer in brackets. So you want to keep the context, but remove the identifiers, and then paste the redacted thread. And then after summarizing, when you get the output from the chat box, then you can post the redacted information back into the content. So before we go any further, let's talk about the safety checklist. Are you using an approved tool? Are there any customer names or sensitive data? Have you put in any passwords or secrets? And would you be comfortable if your boss saw it? And of course, there's always exceptions to the rules. And this exception is enterprise accounts. So when proprietary information is allowed. If your company enabled Copilot from Microsoft 365 or Gemini for Google Workspace, your prompts and content are governed by your company's tenant access controls and contracts. Microsoft and Google state that enterprise prompts responses aren't used to train public models and remain within your org's safe security boundaries. That's subject to admin settings. That said, don't pay sensitive data unless your policy allows it and the task requires it. Even with enterprise tools, admins can configure logging retention, and your company's legal rules still apply. So, in short, when you have an enterprise subscription to Outlook or Google Workspace, most likely you are able to paste proprietary information into the chat, but it's always good to double check with your technology department. And ChatGPT is never safe. So even if your company allows you access to ChatGPT, do not paste proprietary information into ChatGPT. They use that information to train their models. And as we're seeing more and more now, Google searches are showing ChatGPT responses and information from the chats in their results. So you want to be really careful about not putting any proprietary information into ChatGPT. How to be sure that we are safe in under 60 seconds and we have access. One, you want to check your account. Are you signed in through Copilot and Gemini with your work identity and not a personal account? Definitely want to make sure you're using your work Copilot or Gemini accounts, not the free consumer versions of Copilot or Gemini, and definitely not ChatGPT. When in doubt, ask IT. Are we licensed for Copilot or Microsoft or Gemini for Workspace? And are the prompts outputs stored, retained, or reviewed prior beyond our tenant? To summarize, do use your enterprise Copilot and Gemini accounts. Do keep work and personal profiles separate. Do answer clarifying questions in writing. Do save the final summary to your work drive. Don't use personal logins or ChatGPT. Don't paste regulated or client personally identifiable information unless the policy allows. Don't export corporate data to personal tools. And don't assume retention is zero. Follow the policy. Okay, now we're going to do a quick test just to confirm that we have access. So test one, you're going to write a 3-sentence summary of what artificial intelligence is. So you want to go to your Copilot chat window or your Gemini chat window and enter in, write a 3-sentence summary of what artificial intelligence is. Hopefully you'll get 3 sentences, and that means you've passed. Second test, so you can copy and paste any paragraph into your chat window for Copilot or Gemini. Paste in, summarize this in 1 sentence, and you'll expect a 1-sentence response. The last test is you want to see how private your connection is and how much it already knows about you. So you want to type into Copilot or Gemini's chat interface, what information do you have about me? And you want to expect limited or no response. So if all 3 passed, you're ready for lesson 2. If test 1 passed, test 2 failed, you likely have some document restrictions. Writing is okay, but internal docs might be limited. And if test 1 failed, you don't have working access, and you should probably talk to IT about getting access. Speaking of which, if you don't have access, then copy this template and send it to your IT department. The benefit of this template is you're asking for the corporate tools first, Copilot or Gemini, and not ChatGPT. unless Copilot and Gemini aren't available and ChatGPT is approved. You're also tying the request to business outcomes, and you're addressing security upfront. Lastly, let's talk a little bit about manager visibility, because one, we want our managers to know that have we know what AI is and we're using it. So we are adapting to the changing face of the workplace. So a couple of options here. Option A, you can just put in your Slack or Teams. Quick FYI, I verified access to Copilot and Gemini. I ran a 3-minute test. It's working. I'll use it for email summaries and status updates this week. Option B, you can add a time saved line to your status. In your normal weekly update, you can add a sub bullet that says email notes summaries, 45 minutes saved using Copilot or Gemini. Option C, you can just keep a separate sheet of tiny AI wins. And then what you do is when you meet with your manager in your one-on-ones, you can just mention that you've done all of these things and you've had these little wins using Copilot or Gemini or ChatGPT if your company allows it. So here we go with our checklist. At this point, we should know which AI tools you can access. You've passed the 3 access tests. You know what's safe to paste, and you're ready for lesson 2. And in lesson 2, we're going to talk about turning a long email thread into 5 bullets with owners and a next step, and we'll get our first AI win. It's fast, safe, and manager visible. Please join our free school community for more classes every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you. See you next week.